So you start from the base principle that science is now capable of preventing what we would regard, maybe most of us regard, as the natural process as we get older of, frankly, bits dropping off, us getting weaker, us gradually walking into the sunset of life. You think that's all avoidable, do you?
It's certainly not avoidable yet, but I do believe that we're within striking distance of developing medical technology that can make that a reality, yes.
Explain, I don't want to get too sciencey, but I think to have an interesting conversation, we have to have a little bit of science. Just explain to me what in the last few years are the scientific breakthroughs that lead you to believe that we are on the brink of ending our traditional assumptions about the inevitability of aging.
The key breakthroughs that I think really mattered the most were really about 20 years ago. They were in the 90s. And that was really what allowed me to come up with the general principle that we follow at SENS Research Foundation in the year 2000. So these were a variety of different breakthroughs, typically in the laboratory in mice, showing how various types of molecular and cellular damage that the body does to itself as I say, side effects of the body's normal operation, how those various types of damage could be repaired in very much the same way that we, get rid of the rust on a car or do other things to it when we take it in every year. Of course, the amount of maintenance, preventative maintenance, that the law requires us to do to our cars is not enough, and that's why cars still fall apart after the time that they were designed to fall apart, more or less. But we also know that if we choose to do more comprehensive maintenance than that, as some people do, then we can make cars last 100 years in just as good functional condition as they were when they were built. It should be, in principle, exactly the same for any machine that does damage to itself as a side effect of its normal operation. And the human body is just such a machine. It's vastly more complicated.
Yeah, I mean, the human body is organic and the car is not. And you can replace, very straightforward, you can replace the engine of a car. Not quite so straightforward to replace organs. It can be done. Replace a brain, pretty much impossible. I can already see some pretty profound physical problems with your theory.
You're certainly asking the right question there.
Thank you. Well, I get paid a very small amount of money to ask questions, so that's good news. On one level it's good news, on one level it's bad news, because I am, let's face it, a classic stakeholder. I'm aging fast as hell, and you, whatever you say, you can't stop it, can you?
If anyone asks me to approve your next pay rise, I assure you I will do so.
Well, thank you.
But the question is, no, replacement is perfectly good as a way of doing preventative maintenance. In the case of an organ like the liver, you can just replace it wholesale. If you did that to the brain, as you say, that would rather defeat the object. But if you replace individual brain cells, that's completely different. Then you, of course, you must only do it at a certain rate in order to allow those new cells to incorporate properly into the cognitive network, so to speak. If you do things like this at the molecular level, at the subcellular level, then again you have even more ability to do repair by replacement and or just removal of garbage. A lot of the preventative maintenance that's required is just elimination of waste products that the body is not automatically eliminating on its own.
Is it your proposition, then, that if this replacement therapy, our knowledge of cells, molecules, and indeed genetics, is employed in the right way, is it your proposition that there is no actual limit to human longevity?
That is exactly my proposition, yes. I feel that...
So we could live forever?
Subject to being hit by trucks or the world being hit by an asteroid or whatever, indeed. The thing is, the only reason that our risk of death goes up as we get older is because we are accumulating damage in our bodies that eventually causes our bodies not to work so well and then not to work at all. If that damage did not accumulate, there's absolutely no reason why our remaining lifespan should go down. In other words,